Sawadika, another beautiful day in beautiful Thailand, but this time I'm not out riding in the jungle. I'm here racking my brains trying to take the airbox off a CRF450RL. What I'm actually trying to do is I want to put in the unrestricted air, air intake. So as you can see, the model that they sell in Thailand here, I don't know if I can actually show you particularly well, but there you go, you can see right down there. See how restricted the air intake is? So we're going to put on a Vortex ECU, and we've already upgraded the exhaust to the RS4 from Yoshimura, and now we just want to put on this unrestricted air intake so that we can suck that air through, create plenty of horses, or at least that is the idea. If I can get the goddamn airbox off enough so that I can insert the new piece. Sounds simple, but famous last words. Okay, so we figured it out. The way that you tilt back the airbox enough to change the intake is you need to undo this bolt, remove this bolt in the frame, then you need to loosen off this bolt, and that lets you tilt the whole thing backwards, and then you get enough space to change your little air intake bit. So really simple once you figured out how to do it. And now we know. Also exciting, can you see this sexy little piece of yellow equipment here? There. This is the Vortex ECU, so this is supposed to give us some more horses. Apparently not for highway use, but I'm kind of excited because since we changed the exhaust to the Yoshimura RS4, the air fuel mixture has not been right. The bike has been backfiring and cutting out, and it's like you pull on the throttle and it's not a smooth power curve, shall we say. So I was like, we need to do some remapping, and why not put an upgraded ECU on it, because apparently it's going to make it go fucking fast. So before I put it all back together, I need to select a map on the new Vortex ECU. Now, I have actually read all of the instructions. Very important. Do not lose these pieces of paper. Anyway, so the really cool thing is that Vortex comes with no less than 10 different options, and some of them are designed to go with an FMF system, some are designed to go with a standard system, and some are designed specifically for the Yoshimura system. So that gives us 4 options specifically that go with the Yoshimura exhaust, which is very cool. We've got Power Map 1, which is sort of the best power on trail, Enduro 1, which is the softest, then there's like Torque Map 2, they call it, which is sort of heavy load like in sand, and then we have Power Map 2, which it says best power on dyno. And again, I don't know who puts their rally bike on a dyno, but it's not me, so I think what that actually means in real life is that we'll be using Power Map 1, best power on trail, and Enduro Map 1, softest setting. Now, I'm going to set it to Enduro Map 1, softest setting today, because it's the wet season here in Thailand. So as soon as it rains, or even like after rain, like the jungle just stays wet, and so there's like red clay. It's seriously slippery. You want to have some really nice soft power delivery, controllable power delivery, but I mean, you want the power, but you don't want it to be dislocating your arms from the sockets every time you try and make a move. So, wet season, Power Map 2, which is Enduro Map 1, for whatever reason, that's what they called it. That's what I'm going to be setting the ECU to. And I suspect Power Map 1, which is the one they say best power on trail, I suspect that might be a lot of fun when it gets around to the dry season again here, and you can really nail it on the red clay, and it'll be nice and dry, and you won't go arse over tit. But for now, like I say, we're going with some nice soft enduro settings. The other thing I will say after I have taken the time to actually read the instructions is, as you can see, there's 4 different dials here. The first 3 are dials to manually change your fueling. So you can make it leaner or richer within the settings of the map that you've chosen. And of course, this is something that you probably should not fuck with unless you know what you're doing, because if you make your engine run too lean, you can damage it. So I'm not going to fuck with those. I'm going to leave them set to 555, and I am going to trust the magic of Vortex and go for map 1, Enduro, soft. 1 second, let me get my screwdriver and adjust. So here we go, it's currently set to 1. We're going to put it on 2. Done. Easy. Alright, sexy. Shasha! Oh! Oh, Digwa! Oh my god, that is so much better. Changed the exhaust before without remapping, and the bike was just lurchy. It was just like 100% or nothing all the time. Oh, that has completely restored control. Man, I was trying to ride this bike on slippery red clay in the rain, and you know, the most important thing is to be gentle, because the minute you hit the power a bit too hard, you just go ass over tit. And anyway, as you can imagine, I did go ass over tit, although only once, but man, I was just wetting myself the whole time. It was pretty like, it was dodgy. Because yeah, like there was no such thing as smooth application of power. It was just, you'd touch the throttle and then you'd wait for a second and then it would be like smack! It would smack you upside the head. And I was like, look, it's really sexy. This power delivery is sexy as hell, but it's also going to kill me. So, oh man, this is so much better. So we have put the Vortex ECU, oh, it's still perky and nice too. We put the Vortex ECU on and I've got it set to softest mode, so enduro mode, because I want to be taking it off-road a little bit. And in somewhere like Thailand, people are like, oh, did you call an ambulance? I'm like, dude, I already had an accident. The last thing I need is an ambulance here. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So yeah, Vortex ECU with the Yoshimura RS4 exhaust and the expanded air intake, and Oh man, it's so dreamy and smooth now. So this is the enduro setting, softest setting. But there are 3 other settings to experiment with, one of which is Power Bitch. So that should be quite fun. And that's what I will be looking forward to playing with as soon as it stops raining. Because it's too fucking slippery for too much power right now. Although you wouldn't believe me looking at this beautiful sunny afternoon we've got going on right in front of me. But as you can see, there's a few clouds up there just waiting to dump. It's been actually some really beautiful weather. Kind of cool, mostly sunny, and then downpours that are keeping the jungle green and fresh. Anyway, I'm not in the jungle right now. I'm on my way back to do a couple of hours of work, but I'll be heading back to the jungle tomorrow. I've got an enduro ride with the boys, so that should be a scream. Yeah, baby. Oh man, this is great. Okay, Vortex ECU, you getting 5 stars so far. Still haven't bought that decibel killer. My neighbors hate me. Alright, catch you later.